Hey, Adam.
Good evening.
Hey. Hey, Adam.
Hey.
Adam is the man.
What's happening? Happy St. Pat's.
Adam, can I borrow some money?
Yes, absolutely. I'll write you a check.
An inside joke right there. All right, here we go. But Adam, congratulations, man. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mute everybody. I am live on Facebook. If you guys can go share that, we'd really appreciate you.
Done.
All right.
I am not wearing green. I just don't even own green. Hi, guys.
I thought you'd be dressed up like a leprechaun.
You know what?
I thought you were a leprechaun.
I am a leprechaun.
She's always
Thanks, Adam.
surprising
Thanks,
us.
Adam.
Okay.
You're always surprising us, Mel.
I know. You know what? I've got so many songs. You guys have no idea how many songs I have in my notes written down that just are so inviting and funny. Like,
Keep them coming. Keep them.
you know what? I'm gonna have an album.
I'm gonna mute this.
All right, mute me.
Wow,
Try.
your hair. Heidi's hair is just blowing in the wind.
She looks like she's in a movie.
Right? Yeah, I see
Oh,
that.
I thought you said I'm gonna be
God, I was walking the dogs. I'm hot.
Shred the musical.
She's in her camper
Yeah,
too. I
shut the
see that. I
musical.
can tell.
I'm gonna mute y'all. you
Love it.
Chatterboxes. Love you guys. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, take me serious, even though I'm dressed kind of crazy, but my mom actually dressed me. So how's that? My mom brought all this over. My mom's Randy Escobar. She brought all this over. We do have Irish heritage in our lineage, actually. We go all the way back to William Wallace, if you can believe that. My name is Sean, S-E-A-N, and I'm named after Sean Connery, which he's cool, he's cool. But we're pretty crazy about Irish things. I hope you guys are all doing your corned beef tonight. I hope you're all doing the whole thing, the whole big shebang, because it's so fun. Happy St. Patty's Day. Welcome to the ER Shred Come Alive call. I have gone ahead and I've put a disclaimer on Facebook, and Heather is so kind to put a disclaimer in the chat that we do not cure, treat, or prevent any illness, and that we always recommend you consult with your doctor. So there's that. Guys, tonight we have kind of a special thing. Let's see if I can make this a little bit more official here. Hold on, just for the moment. Okay, that'll work. First, I do need to tell a joke, though, because I thought it'd be fun to start the call with a joke. So I come prepared. Two Irish guys on a boat stranded in the ocean, and they've been there for quite a few days. They're struggling, and one of them notices off in the water, there's a genie lamp floating in the water. And so what do? They paddle the boat over, and these Irishmen grab the genie lamp, and one of them rubs it. Out comes a wee little genie. And one of the Irishmen, says, well, hey there, you're going to have to grant me 3 wishes. And the genie says, well, I'm an old Irish genie. You're going to have to only have 1. Well, the one Irishman quickly says, turn the ocean into beer. The genie says, granted. Well, just then, the other Irishman looks at his friend and he goes, oh, no, what have you done? We're going to have to pee in the boat from now on. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Oh, we're still going official, though, because we got something cool with ER Shred. In fact, I gotta just make this a little more official. I guess a tie is official. What we're going to do is we are going to we're announcing something really cool that we've been talking about. Jesse, Crystal, Bob, myself, we've been talking a lot about this because we have so many talented people in our little sphere here, our pool of, if you will, of ER shredders. And we've got people that have tremendous skills, and they have tremendous background and credibility, and that they're committed. They're committed to this culture, and they have been for quite a while. And so one of the things that we're going to announce is an executive board, if you will, for ER Shred. It'll be an executive board of people who have been there and done that and know the industry and know the, they know how this all works, and they're committed, and they really want to maintain what we've created here with the pure culture, the simplicity, and just the fun and all the fun stuff we do. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a board of health professionals that are specific to ER Shred. And so that will be our ER Shred health professional board. And tonight, I have the privilege of introducing our very first member of that board, the health professional board. And then what we'll do is just periodically, we will announce new members. They're not going to be big boards, but it is important. And it's really important to us because these are people who have shown up. These are people who continue to show up. These are people who they love to serve others, and they get it. They get it. You guys know what I mean when I say that. Jesse, you know what I mean. And so with that in mind, the first member of our health professional board is none other than Susan Rothman, who is a holistic nurse. You're all clapping. This is beautiful. Susan is also an herbalist. She's just well versed in that sphere, everything around that sphere. So, and Susan's a dear friend of mine, has been for a very, very long time. And I know you all love her just as much as I do. So Susan, you're going to be our first share tonight if you're willing. And guess what? I am assuming that would you accept that invitation, Susan? Do you know how to unmute yourself, Susan?
I am doing it. Am I unmuted?
There
Yes,
you
of course, Sean. Well, I'm totally surprised.
Oh man, well, Susan, you can understand that we're not asking more of you. You're already giving enough, but we feel it's important that you are recognized for.
Thank you.
Everything.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm loving this. I mean, I've never seen results like these, and watching people, like come into their lives, it truly is coming alive, being happier and healthier, more vibrant. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Well,
We're changing the world.
Thank you so much. By the way, your call last week was tremendous. I've heard so much tremendous feedback about your call last week.
Thank
And
you.
I just, Susan, you really deserve the acknowledgement. You deserve the recognition. And so now you have that credibility, and we just fully endorse and support you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
All right, my friend. All right, we're going to go ahead with these testimonials. Guys, everybody, please go shower Susan with love and appreciation, because I know how much this means to me for her. I know how much it means to Jesse, Bob, Crystal, all of us. I can just vouch for all of us, but please do shower love upon Susan and appreciation for her being willing to step up into that, in that calling, if you will. Okay. Whew. Oh, I got the feel goods from that, Susan.
Me too.
Okay, guys. Well, here's what we do. We just have people bounce around and share these testimonials, and it's 2 to 3 minutes, if you could, and just share, how was it before ER Shred? We always want to know who shared ER Shred with you, and then how has it been since? I've got a list of people. If you're someone who has never shared before, then please do go in our chat and say that you're willing to share. And then, some of our friends here that are keeping an eye out, they'll let me know if anybody out there is really dying to share. Okay, so I've got a list of them here, and let me tell you who we're gonna go ahead and start with. Let's start with Jennifer Reese. Are you out there, Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey.
Thanks for being on. Tell us real quick before you start, Jennifer, where are you calling from and who shared ER Shred with you?
I am calling from Lafayette, Colorado. And I'm Dr. Zach Almey's office manager.
Oh, that is
And
so
so
cool.
Pam Christensen shared it with him, and then he shared, and then we as a team kind of got on board that way.
Very, very cool. And he's done some amazing
Yeah.
things already. And so
Yeah.
tell us, what is it? How's it been?
It's been amazing, actually. Just my previous journey with stuff of, and I'll try not to get too chatty. It just, I don't know, the gamut of different diets and elimination and all of this. I mean, and super restrictive stuff. And then it was about the weight loss. Some of the other stuff, it was about reducing some, I mean, I did this anti-inflammatory diet for 5 weeks. I'll tell you what, I could do this for 11 days all the time. That 5 weeks was horrid compared to this. And I never learned on any of those how to listen to what my body was telling me. They don't teach you that stuff. It's just about these, these quick fixes and these things that weren't working. And Pam, I had been working with Pam with some stuff and just was tired of not having any energy. I mean, I'm 45, my kids are grown now. But when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, working crazy stupid hours and had 2 young kids at home, and you asked the doctor, and all the doctor said is, well, you're a full-time mom with young kids, you're supposed to be tired. And I was like, really? That's your answer? That's the worst answer I've ever heard in my life. That's horrible. But then I just was like, okay, I guess it's just, you just start going, okay, I guess that's what it is. I'll just learn to be tired. And in the first 11 days, so I did my first ER shred in February. And in that, probably by the second day, by the second cleanse, just to kind of give it a good time frame there, the second day, I had more energy during the day than I have had in the last, and I just told you my age, in literally 20 years. Seriously, 20 years. I had some stuff when I was early in college where I could not hardly get out of bed, or I mean, just sleeping a lot and no energy. And I had more energy then than I've had in over 20 years. It was incredible. And so now I don't even, like, the weight loss will come, whatever's going to happen with that is fine. But the fact that I don't have to go hit Starbucks at 2 o'clock for their happy hour and get a venti just to make it through our staff meeting in the afternoon. And you can ask Dr. Zach how often, I've been with him for 8 years, how many times he's like, Jen, do you need an afternoon nap before we start our shift today? And I was like, oh, maybe I need to, nope, let me just run to Starbucks and, dose up on all the caffeine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jennifer, I want to ask you, being that, I just love to hear you say that about, the 20 years and never feeling this good, and fearing that this is my new reality. It kind of sucks. Like, this is the way it's going to be. I know how that feels. What have you guys seen? I haven't had a chance to talk to Dr. Zach in a few weeks. What have the results coming into the practice there been pretty awesome?
They have been. I got a message from one of our ladies just a couple days ago. They just started their first shred, or they just finished their first shred, and she was so excited. And her thing was, weight loss was her big deal. She's young, just recently married. They want to start a family soon, and she was like, I just lost 10 pounds in 5 days. I've never had anything do that for me. And people are talking about how their joints don't hurt. And we've been working with teaching our patients the non-scale victories. We've used that phrase for years about, because with chiropractic, you've got to pay attention to what your body's really doing. And so some of the stuff that we're hearing from our patients is, it's the weight loss stuff, but some of the other things are just, like I said, the energy and the weight loss that just came off so easy, and they're not feeling deprived, and they're more clear in their thinking. The brain fog is starting to go away. That's a big deal.
A big one too. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. And Jennifer, you know what happened? I'm going to be like really open and honest right here. I didn't realize when Pamela put me on the phone with Dr. Zach Almey. Well, I didn't really know him from anybody, and we just chatted, and he seemed like a cool guy, you know. And then next thing you know, he's sharing his ER Shred testimonials. I'm like, sweet, what a stud, that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how credentialed he is. Like
Oh,
that dude's bio is mind-boggling. So
yeah.
we're really grateful to have him on board. We're grateful that he was open-minded, and grateful that you guys are helping people over there.
Well, we are too. And he's always been one that he hears about these things and he's willing to try it first. And if you guys go to his Facebook, you'll see him. He's one of those, our patients are like, why does he need to do anything like this? He's already this, thin, trim, strong. He works out. He's done these, crazy obstacle course races and, whatever, climbing 14ers and all this kind of stuff. And so for him to do it was very powerful for people to realize that you can look thin and trim and fit, but you're not necessarily at your optimal health. There's some things that can change, and we are marinating toxins in our society. So that was awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. I love the energy you bring. I love the live video that you did in the group. So please keep all that good stuff up.
Oh, you're welcome. I will.
All right, thanks, Jennifer. And you've been entered to win ER Shred Gear. Everyone that shares their testimonial is entered to win ER Shred Gear. So I'm hoping you get a chance to win that. What about Renee? And I think it's Renault. Renee, you out there? Renee, hold on. Let's make sure you get unmuted. There you go. I'm going to unmute you. You there? Oh, I think it's muted on your end.
I know. Yeah, I just unmuted myself.
Hey,
Hello.
Renee, did I say your last name correctly?
You did. I am so impressed. Thank you.
Oh, good.
You know a little bit of French.
I've got friends that are Darvaux.
Yeah.
Crystal is Beaumont, Beau, Beaumont. Hey, Renee, where are you calling from?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh, Clarksville, Tennessee. Okay.
Yes.
And what? Who shared ER Shred with you?
Well, Pamela Christensen.
Oh, geez. This gal's pretty.
She's been a buddy of mine for about 30 plus years.
Wow.
And, so life, she's in Colorado, I'm in Tennessee, and life sort of, separates you, but every once in a while you connect again. And we happened to connect end of December again. And at a time where I was sick. I was so sick and full of toxins. I don't know if you want to ask me questions or if you want me to talk about my first shred. I'm on my third one currently.
You're on your third? Well, let's talk about how were things going before you first, and
Okay.
Then what did you experience on that first shred?
So before my first shred, well, first off, I'm a person who has always battled my weight. As one of my other doctors, holistic doctors, said, you don't have a metabolism. And but anyway, so it's always been, and I've tried so many things. Nothing has been as simplified as this. And so anyway, I had been really sick. And it's ridiculous. Okay. I had a tooth, a molar that needed a filling and needed the old filling out and needed a new filling. And so my dentist had sent me to the endodontist to make sure that I didn't need a root canal. And he looked, he says, no, you don't need a root canal. I went back and I got a cap on that tooth. The pain was so terrible. I don't know if anybody's ever had tooth pain. I'm kind of newer to it. And let me tell you, it's not fun. It involves all your sinuses and everything else. So long story, just in a nutshell, for 3 weeks, I was on 800 milligrams of ibuprofen plus 2 Tylenol every 6 to 8 hours, because that combination is supposed to have the same effect as a narcotic. And, they don't want to give people narcotics for good reason. And so this 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and 2 Tylenol, I was on that before they finally gave me, it escalated to oxycodone.
Mm.
And my liver isn't optimal. So I knew I shouldn't be taking Tylenol, and you're hard pressed to get me to take an aspirin. So anyway, my long story short, after I got that cap and the pain, it was even worse. It was through the roof. I go back to the endodontist. He goes, you do need a root canal.
Mm.
So he goes through that new cap, and he accidentally, the acid that he was cleaning my canal with, he accidentally went too far and shot acid into my face. And so my face was out here for a solid week until I started the steroids. So I had all that ibuprofen, Tylenol, steroids, the maximum strength amoxicillin, which I hate all that stuff. I don't do, I'll take a bunch of garlic before I take antibiotics, but I was in so much pain and my face was swollen out to here. And that's about the point at which Pam decided to give me a call and say, hey, what's up, Renee? I haven't talked to you for a while. And so I told her, well, she had me start tracking my vitals. My blood pressure was averaging about 103/62, very low. Should be 120, 125 over, 68, 70. So blood pressure super low, just no battery. I was having to take several power naps a day. Just and thank goodness, because I'm self-employed, I can do, I was able to do that. I thought, man, what if I was having to clock in and out somewhere? So I was at a low. She said, well, she started to have me track my blood pressure, my pH balance, so she could find out what's going on in my gut and some other things. And she said, she started telling me, well, she put me on a couple of things to get my pH balance and some things straightened out my gut. And of course, probiotics, because I'd been on the antibiotics. And so then she starts telling me about this amazing program that she'd just come across. Fast forward, she comes down here to Tennessee and I do my first shred with Pam and Jennifer, who was just giving her testimony. Pam was talking to you most of the time she was here, and Dr. Almi and everybody else, on that explosion. That explosion was happening while she was here at my house, on my first shred with me. And that first shred was epic in that, with all of that stuff in me. I had headaches every day during that first shred, but I was determined I'm not putting any more crap into my body. I'm not taking anything for it. Pam said, stick some Himalayan salt up under your tongue. So I did. That was excellent advice. It took the edge off and, I powered through it. I lost 9.4 pounds on that first shred and 16 3/4 inches. But the weight is, who was it? Jesse James Jamnick said this, and I concur. That weight loss is a byproduct of this. The health, the vitality that you get back, the mental clarity, by about day 4 and 5, I had been walking around in a fog even before this whole tooth thing came into play. I knew I had to try to get a grip on my health again. And this mental clarity starts happening. And, of course, the weight is coming off, and the inflammation, it was just, I just say it's epic, that first shred. The second shred, I had no headaches. I knew I was doing all that initial detox that first time around. No headaches the second shred. One thing that I did experience that I've heard a lot of people say that they experienced is constipation. But then I learned from the Facebook website, which is just gold. I love the Facebook website. There's just so much information, and in the files and stuff.
ER Shred on Facebook.
ER Shred on Facebook. It is such a valuable part of this program too. So much information. Yes, thank you, Heather.
Heather's the one that organizes all of that. She's so phenomenal at that. It would be chaos without her.
Well, it's wonderful. And so this is going to be the last thing, because I probably, you know what? I set my timer for 3 minutes and didn't press start. Okay, sorry. So I probably have gone over 3, but I just want to say really quickly that I learned on ER Shred about, a little, about a quarter teaspoon of Himalayan salt with some warm water. It works every time.
Oh, good.
And so
Yeah, good.
those simple natural things where you're not putting, synthetic crap in your body, trying to make it function right. It's just amazing. And so I think the most epic thing of all about this, there's so many things, but it's so simple. Everybody can do this.
Yeah.
Everybody can do this, and it changes your life. It changes your palate. It changes I have no cravings.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you. And I concur with Renee. It gives you control. And one person, they said, give me one word that what ER Shred does for people. I said control, but they said freedom, which I thought was cool because it's almost synonymous. Okay. Thank you, Renee. That was awesome. Appreciate you so much. I feel your energy. I sense it. You don't even need to say anything. You're glowing. Everybody that seems to share, it's kind of the same vibe. It's so cool. All right. What about Nicole Hayes? Nicole, are you out there?
I'm here.
Hey, Nicole. Nicole, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Collingwood, Ontario.
Oh, cool. Canada. Okay. And who introduced you to the ER Shred?
Carolyn Rodriguez introduced me to the ER Shred.
Good friend of mine. Good friend of mine.
I'm actually her housekeeper. I've known her been cleaning her house for like 5 years now.
She is the real deal. She's a life toucher. So it doesn't surprise me that she touched your life. So give us what's your ER Shred story?
So Carolyn introduced me to the ER Shred, like I'd say the end of November. And I started probably mid-December. I did my first ER Shred and I lost 9 pounds and 11 inches, my first shred. And I was amazed that I could lose that much weight. I had spent the entire year gaining weight. I ended up gaining, I think, 40 pounds over the course of the year. I just felt like, like a sausage in your own body, like so much inflammation, and I just felt horrible all the time. And Carolyn was like, well, why don't you give this a try? And she had just come across it too. So, and she gave me the information for it. And I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. So I started my first shred and I did really good. And then I was like, okay, it's time for another shred. So come the one January 4th, I think it was, we started the next shred. And so I'm just tomorrow, on Friday, I'll be done my 5th shred and I've lost 5th shred and I have now lost 37 pounds.
Oh my God.
I'm starting to get abs where I never had abs before. I'm getting muscles in my arms. I'm hooked on the shred.
Oh man, that really took me by surprise. I didn't see that coming. That's amazing. So tell me, Nicole, what about those non-scale victories? Have you noticed any other health benefits?
Oh yeah, I sleep better at night most of the time. I used to get horrible pains in my legs and the backs of my legs when I was walking. I do a lot of walking at my job, and I used to get pains all the time. And I work at a hotel and it's a very long building. Like I do 15 to 20,000 steps a day in this hotel, and my legs don't hurt anymore at all. Like they never hurt. And the thing is, like back in the summertime, I used to walk 20,000 steps a day, walk my dog, like when everybody was off work, like just before everybody went back to work, when everything was shut down here. I would walk, and I couldn't lose a pound to save my life. I walk 20,000 steps a day all summer long, and I would never lose weight. And I was like, what is going on? Because I go through stages where I'm thinner, and then I'll gain a bunch of weight, and then I'll go thinner again, then I'll gain a bunch of weight. But this time I wasn't going thinner. I was just like, I was just gaining weight, gaining weight, gaining weight. And now I honestly, I feel fantastic. I haven't felt this good in a very, very long time. My skin feels good. Yeah, like I said, muscles. I've never had muscles. Like I'd be thinner, but I didn't have abs, you know. And 37 pounds gone in 3 months. 3 months to the day, I had lost I had lost 35 pounds by then, but I was still doing the shred, and I've lost 2 more pounds since then. So
No, it's phenomenal. I mean, results may vary, but that is that is just a knock your socks off kind of result. Congratulations. You actually deserve a lot of the credit. You did the work. The thing about ER Shred, Jesse always talks about it. It's tracks to run on. It's tracks to run on. You did the work. You did it. So congratulations, Nicole. Whatever, you know what we talk about, people have to get to a point where they'll say whatever it takes. And if we can couple that, if we can find those kinds of people that have just had it, they're fed up, they've had enough, and then we introduce them to a solution like this, it's a game changer for them. So congratulations. You are an official shredhead.
I am.
Yeah, Nicole, you're awesome. All right, guys, we're going to move on to, let's see if, hang in there. I got 2 more, unless there's others. Go in the chat and let me know. But I've got Janice Elliott and Warren Say, but let's go with Janice Elliott first, if you're out there.
I'm here.
Hey, Janice, where are you calling from?
I'm Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh boy, Pamela Christensen going to come up again.
Nope, not this time.
Who introduced you to ER Shred?
Natasha Whedon.
Oh man, I knew
Rick and Tasha.
the one that told me about you. Natasha, they're some good people.
Absolutely.
And they're pretty ER Shred royalty right there. So what has your experience been? What's the story?
You know what? It's really been amazing. And I just completed my first shred last Thursday. I was very surprised, good surprise, because number one, I was down 6 pounds, 14.5 inches, but it wasn't so much of that. When Tosh was talking to me about the shred, it was all the cravings that I have. I would tell you I'm a sweetaholic, but by Friday morning, I enjoy my coffee without sugar. And I was like, now that was a victory for me. And then it's all the other things. I noticed that I stay up later at night, and at 70 years old, that's a feat, but I'm not tired. And so I have more energy. And when I tell you not a joint in my body hurts, my knees are, I feel great. I have energy. So I'm into my second shred now. So we'll see what happens at the end of this one.
Congratulations. You know what? I am so excited. I'm just so excited for what this is doing for people like my mom and dad. Quality of life is everything.
Absolutely.
Everything. So the fact, and by the way, you look very young. I mean, I would have never guessed that you were 70 years old. And 70 years old, young, yes, it's young, but
Yep.
I would never, you go for 55 all day, every day, you know that.
Well, I appreciate that because I got a birthday next week.
That's awesome. Well, we need to inspire more and more senior citizens to, you know what, do not resign to the, don't resign to what this society and what your environment is conditioning you to believe. Life, no, we can be very vital, well into 85, even 90 years old. We can be vital, we can be active. So way to go. Any non-scale victories that come to mind right now?
Well, it's the cravings. I don't have them anymore. And it's actually, now we finished last Thursday was the last day. So Saturday, I thought, well, I'm going to try a piece of cheese. I learned right away it was not my friend. I've never paid that much attention to my body. So that's something that is really, I'm learning. It's such a good thing because it hit me right away. No, you cannot eat this. So that's another thing. And I think for me, it's just the aches and pains that are gone.
Yeah.
And it is, and everybody said it, but it is the mental focus that I do think clearer. My retention.
You're hitting all the hot buttons. You're hitting every single.
I could go on and on and on about this.
You're hitting every point. And you know what? To validate you and what you're saying, I learned that I can eat a little bit of hard cheese here and there. I don't eat much, you know, and I don't eat it that often, but I can't do melted cheese. No way. And you know what? I never knew how to listen to my body either. We're all learning how to listen to our bodies. This thing is so empowering. People have no idea.
Oh, yes, I do now.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much, Janice. I've got you here, and you're beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, what about our last one? Unless you guys feel free to chime in if I missed anybody. But Warren Say, are you out there? Okay, let's see if I can find Warren and unmute him. Hold on.
Yes, I got you, I think.
Hey, Warren, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
You're calling from what part of Virginia?
Central Virginia, a little place called Louisa County.
Okay, very cool. I lived in Virginia for two years there. So are you related to Brad?
That's my oldest son.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, man. He's another one, man. He's an OG. We call like OG stands for original gangster. He's not a gangster. But he's an original ER shredder for sure, and his results were mind-boggling. And man, I saw a picture of him yesterday, I think it was, or today. He just keeps looking better.
Yeah, he's getting ripped for sure.
I was gonna tell him if you talk to him, unless he's on here, he's got to keep going because he's gonna. I mean, wow! Like this dude is starting to look really, really built. Give us your story there, Warren.
I'll give you a little background. I'm not new to Isagenix products. That's 2016, I think it was. Brad introduced me to the product back then, and I was up 240 pounds, and got back down to around 185-ish. So I shed some weight, but back then it was terrible headaches, hungry, starving to death at that time because I was doing the shakes and the salads and didn't know about anything like a shred. So that was it was successful but painful. Now, Brad, I've seen the results he was having since he started. Back in December, whenever he started, October, don't remember the exact date. He started asking me, did I want to join with him? I said, man, I don't know. I can't deal with the headaches and being hungry all the time. And he said, man, you can eat all you want. I said, how you gonna lose weight and eat all you want? I said, there's no way possible, and especially by telling me what you're eating. Fatty foods and bacon and all the stuff I love.
Yeah.
So finally, I give in, give it a try, and I started on February 8th. After the first 11 days, I lost 10.7 pounds, I think it was, and 3 inches around the waist. But it's kind of repeat what everybody's been talking about. I had some pain in my left foot, thinking it was plantar fasciitis, not diagnosed, but hobbling to the bed at night and pain in my shoulders, and that was starting to go away. So it's pretty awesome. So the bloating part of it, I don't feel bloated like I did before. Nowhere near as gas. I mean, we all have gas, but
I don't have gas anymore, brother. I haven't had gas in 8.5 months. I haven't had gas.
But it's 200% better. So it's working. I guess, I don't know, you want to call me continuous shredder, but I've had a full series of cleanses in 4 weeks. I took off last week, and of course I'm cleansing today and tomorrow, and then, I talked to Jesse last week, and I started introducing some foods back in.
Yeah.
But just a whole lot better, feel a whole lot better. The protocol works. I'm a little OCD, so I stuck right with the protocol. Didn't like to, skew off track or anything. And I think I'm gonna stick with it, Sean. It's pretty amazing, pretty easy.
Yeah. You know what? You pointed to something. You pointed to a couple things I want to just touch on real quick. One of the things that you touched on was, well, and remind me, because I want to ask you about those cleanse days, the bone broth. Let me just ask you real quick. Did you find the cleanse days to be more manageable with the collagen bone broth?
Yes, I tried to take some notes because I want to try to share, but I didn't have any headaches this time at all, Sean. And the collagen bone broth does, it does bridge a gap. It tastes pretty good to me. I know some people don't like it, but I shoot a little extra salt in there with it, and I'm good to go.
I put a big old, unless I'm cleansing. When I'm cleansing, I don't put the butter in there. But when I'm not cleansing, I put a big old spoon of butter in there. And hey, I see you're a hunter there. I see the bow there. So that's
I got a few deer here hanging in here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You'll be able to harvest some good meat there.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm a hunter as well. Hey, the other thing that you touched on, which was cool, was this whole notion of calorie deficit. This notion that the American public, are being taught that you cannot lose weight unless you are at a caloric deficit. And, I beg to disagree. Just based on my personal experiences, I said the same thing. I tell people, you hungry? Eat meat, eat butter, eat meat, eat sausage, eat chicken, eat pork, eat more meat. And I got people, they're eating meat all day because, there's people out there that they're used to eating all day. That's their normal, is eating all day. So it's like, I just tell them, hey, we need to bridge that gap. So in the event that you're hungry, eat more meat. And they're still dropping weight like crazy.
Yeah, I've been going since, about 4 o'clock this morning. I think I put out there that I took a part-time position. Well, they called me back from where I retired from. I retired in 19, and I've been going since 4 o'clock on my feet this morning on a cleanse day.
Yeah.
Eating my Scooby snacks and drinking my collagen broth and just and the peach mango cleanse. I probably won't get buried again.
Well, you know what? Thank you so much, Warren. I just want to tell you, Warren, you came alive. For all those watching, if you didn't notice, almost everybody that shares every single week, it's the same sentiment. It's the same vibe. It's the same feeling. You can just see how excited they are to share. That coming on video that's not natural for people. It actually scares the living crap out of most people. But still, week after week, we have people coming on, they're stepping up. What nobody mentioned tonight, which I'll go ahead and mention, is the well-being, just the feeling of feeling good and feeling like you have control over emotions and, even stress. Guys, there's something special about this. We call it, they call it lightning in the bottle. I call it secret sauce. Last thing I'll share, and then I'll turn it over to my man, Jesse, unless you guys need to interrupt me. Guys, listen, when ER Shred came into being, I couldn't quite comprehend why it was doing what it was doing for people. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I can't even really remember who it was, but I remember them as a successful businessman. I was trying to share this concept and kind of explain what it is. And you know what they said? They said, Sean, did you know that you could have 10 Mexican restaurants in a certain radius? You could have 10 of them, and 9 of them will be completely empty, and they're not making it. They're never busy, and they're just barely getting by. If they're not going to go under. But he said you'll have one where the line is out the door. Is this not true? It's interesting, guys, but we talk about this convergence of concepts and how it all kind of works together. It really is that secret sauce that it's going to keep people coming back. They're going to come back again and again and again. Someone in the group said, oh no, I fell off, and I ate bread. And I thought to myself, I thought, woohoo, you're human, like chill, like what is that? You're human. But the cool thing about baseline, and Jesse's going to talk about this stuff, is that baseline, literally, you can always go revisit it and start again. And I'm telling you right now, I'm 8.5 months now. No corn, no bread, no refined sugars. I haven't had any soy, any gluten. I haven't had nothing. I haven't had any of my culprit foods. I've discovered a few culprit foods that I was kind of surprised by. I can't do quinoa personally. Some people can do it. I can't do it. It really does a number on me. But guys, Jesse talks about that too. He'll talk about all this stuff. I'm not going to steal his thunder anymore. Jesse, James Jamnick is our ER Shred ambassador, and he's a nutrition coach. You out there, Jesse? I'm going to let you tell everybody what ER Shred is.
I'm here, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Dude, what crazy, mind-blowing testimonials again. And listen, I want to share something with everybody. Don't go anywhere, Sean. You say when the ER Shred came, I remember talking to you, right? We've been friends for a long time, and we were going through all sorts of stuff trying to help. I figured it out, and I realized why it was so natural for you. I found a picture of your grandpa. And look, it's pretty much like identical. I was like, no shit, like no wonder why it just clicked in his mind. It was it's unbelievable. It's natural. You know, Sean, I've you know me, you know my life. I've shared everything with you. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. It's been 20 plus years. And not just, the certifications are great and the school is great and all that to get the piece of paper to say, okay, we can work with people. But what's been the coolest thing for me is I've literally used myself as a human guinea pig for 20 years. I've been on a personal health mission. Something clicked in my brain. It was literally a magazine that started it for me. I remember seeing this guy in this magazine and I was like, oh my God, I'm the fat kid. I want to be that dude. Like, that's what started it for me. It's crazy what starts these things for people. That's what started it for me. It was self-confidence. It was issues. And I just got it. Once I went into the gym, it was like, whoa, it was whoa. And through that time, through those years, I mean, you want to talk about a person that's tried everything. I am that person that's tried everything. Now, here's the coolest part that I've realized with the ER Shred. And I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. Here I am, and here you are, Sean, physically fit, ripped to the point. Your workouts are crazy. I'm about to run a 75-mile ultra marathon next weekend, and we're using the ER Shred to fuel us for peak performance and fine-tune those machines to that next level. And then the ER Shred still works for somebody who is struggling, who needs to maybe lose 80 pounds or regain back control of their cravings, or they're struggling with energy. You see, that's the beautiful thing if you don't understand. The ER Shred, yes, it's the tracks to run on. Yes, it's a protocol. But the more if you just really dumb it down, and I love to dumb things down because science gets kind of complicated, right? If you just look at the basics of it, I truly believe in my soul right now that the ER Shred is the paleotonic way of eating from the past with the adjustments needed to come into the 21st century, meaning we have to address toxins that didn't exist. We have to address, things that weren't there that are here now. We have to address nutrient deficiency because of soil depletion, bad farming practices, pesticides, herbicides, and all of that kind of stuff. And the coolest thing is that all we're doing is fueling our bodies for peak performance. We're putting real human food into our bodies and not fake human food, not stuff that's made in a laboratory full of chemicals, right? I'm sure a lot of you have seen these great documentaries that we've been sharing. If you haven't, please go watch them. It is the raw truth. We have been lied to for so many years. And the ER shred, you know why I love the ER shred? If you haven't got to know me yet, I'm a no bullshit type of guy. I just kind of tell it how it is because I've been lied to for so long and it just messed with me. And I just wish it was told to me straight. So that's how I give it to people. So we can just cut to the chase and get things done. And the ER shred strips away all the BS. It gives you the raw facts and it allows you to get back in control. You are back in the driver's seat. And no matter where that is in your life, that's the beautiful thing. That's why everybody from person like me to children to young adults to, people who are 70 and 80, every single walk of life is thriving on the ER shred. If that's not your sign, I don't know what else is. If you're a person that needs a sign, I'm holding a sign for you. Do you see it? It's imaginary, but the sign is here for you. Ding, ding, ding. Here's your sign, right? I don't know how many more testimonials we can share, how many more amazing life stories we can share, how many more epic people. I know that we've just skimmed the tip of the iceberg, because baby, we ain't even close to being done yet with the amount of people that are coming alive, right? I shared something on my call last night and I love this and I'm going to adopt this, but I think our real thing, or at least for me, is just to help as many people as I possibly can become physically and mentally fit, become functionally fit. That means movement in all directions, able to just live life, whether you're chasing kids or climbing a mountain or going to the grocery store or coming home from work and just being with your family, whatever that is, that's functionally fit in your level of life. And we're going to help people do that. And that's going to elevate those people. And then it's going to elevate everybody else around them. And it's just going to make the world a better place. And I believe that health has that power. When you're coming alive and you're showing up in life for yourself, for your kids, for your loved ones, for your family, for your job, for your career, for everything, do you not understand how it impacts everything? So that's the beautiful thing that I love about the bigger picture and what I've come to realize over the months from that phone call when you called me and I was like, okay, let's crack this code. And it made sense from that point. But now that we've experienced for so many months and we've seen the results and we've seen all the stuff and we've dug in, we finally found the real raw information, the stuff that I wish was not hidden back in the 1970s and it was actually put out to us instead of us being lied to. We have found the truth and we are just making that better and better and better and exposing that truth and ripping it wide open. We're literally pulling the curtains back so every one of you can learn for yourself just how powerful it is and how awesome it is to feel like a human being every day. Do you understand that you were designed to feel like this? If you understood and studied the inner workings of the body, ask Susan, ask any medical professional that understands the body. Like, we're not supposed to be tired, sick, overweight, stressed out. Like, that's not what the body's designed to feel like. But unfortunately we are, and this is just the tracks to run on, and that's just making me so stinking excited. You heard people talk about it's simple, it's easy. That is not normal when it comes to this type of thing. Susan can vouch for me because we talk all the time. She's been doing this for 38 years. She trumps me. She's my favorite mentor. I learned everything about natural medicine from Susan and the human body and how it functions, right? On top of what I've studied myself. And you just don't normally see this. You don't see people begging to come back for more. That just goes to show you how powerful it is. And I mean, seriously, who doesn't blame you? If you lost your brain fog, if you have your mental focus, if you no longer are waking up and just stressing out because you're like, how am I going to make it through the day today? How am I just going to get to the end of the day and sadly go to sleep and push repeat and do it again? When you feel that inside, that's one of the beautiful things, because the ER shred will hit you and it will hit you fast. And that comes into the first component, which is the elimination aspect of the ER shred. Elimination is the most powerful thing that you can do to address the food culprits. Now, we talk about food culprits. What are those? Those are foods that don't serve you. When you eat that food, it does not provide you the energy that your body needs to function at peak optimal levels. So we strip away all of those bad things, the soy, the gluten, the artificial dyes, the sweeteners, the sugars, the stuff that is hijacking the pathways inside your body. Your cells are firing at all different levels. If I could explain this and show it to you, it'd be the most complicated, complex diagram you've ever seen, because it's that complicated inside the body and it all is supposed to work together. But when we clog it up with non-food-like substances and fake chemicals, it just goes to hell. It just goes to hell, and it happens over time. So the elimination aspect does two powerful things. It attacks chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of all major disease. All major disease can be tracked back to chronic inflammation. So the ER shred doesn't cure that. What it does is it gives your body the energy that your body needs to then do what it's supposed to do. You see, that's the beautiful thing. I'm going to keep in mind, you are the beautiful thing. You, the human body, are designed to be like this. You're epic. You're amazing. There's nothing wrong with you. You've just been steered wrong, and this is the tracks to steer you right. So elimination strips all of that out, attacks the chronic inflammation, and starts to regulate the hormones inside your body. And there's too many to go through, Sean, but the hormones control everything, especially insulin, right? Insulin is like the gatekeeper. It's like the boss inside the body. So when insulin's under control and we're not spiking those blood sugars and feeding ourselves the sugar and this crap and the stuff that doesn't belong inside of our body, well, that's why we start to feel better, right? We're just giving our body that thing. Then we have the reset component of the ER shred. See, the cool thing with the ER shred is it's not just one magical thing. That doesn't exist if you guys haven't figured that out. The ER shred is a culmination of many different scientific published, even peer-reviewed studies that we've taken and adapted into this, but it's put in a way where anybody can do it. You see, that's the fusion. It's beautiful. The reset component of the ER shred is cellular intermittent fasting. And that's kind of like, think of basically giving your car an oil change. That's what we're doing for the body. You see, the body uses so much energy. Your cells are constantly duplicating. But if your cells are already jammed up, crummy, cloggy, and sludgy, why would you want those same cells to keep duplicating themselves? When I ask it that way, it's kind of silly, right? It's almost like, well, I wouldn't want that to happen. Welcome the reset. This is a beautiful thing. This one thing alone has so much peer-reviewed published research. It has an 18-year track record. It has over 750 people reporting over 100 pounds of body weight loss just using this regimen alone. Now imagine that. So we're doing intermittent fasting with cellular cleansing. We are supporting the body to naturally start to detoxify and cleanse itself. We go through this process where we can regulate hormones, we can increase our human growth hormone naturally, we can reset our insulin levels. We can get ourselves into a state of autophagy, which is where the healthy cells are eating the bad cells. You see, there's all sorts of amazing stuff in there. So you're combining this with the elimination aspect of stripping away the bad, giving your body only the good, and you're resetting it. So now you have better absorption rates. Your body is cleaner, right? If you have a sludgy engine, you don't have peak performance. If you have a cleaner engine, obviously things are going to run smoothly. You see, it's really not rocket science. There's a lot of science in it. I can make you read published peer-reviewed researches for seriously months on end about everything that's in it. But if you just understand the basics of it, it just starts to click and it makes sense, right? So we have that reset component, and then we have the shred aspect of it. The shred aspect is really kind of a combination of the elimination, because we're taking away the bad, but we're putting in the good, which sense, like Nicole was sharing, after multiple shreds, your body starts to naturally shred. It's the byproduct of what's going to happen. Why? Because this is what our bodies were designed to look like, to feel like, to function like. If you look back in time, this is what our bodies are. This is where we came from. It's the abuse that we've done over the last 70 years that has turned us into the humans we are today versus the humans that we were back then. Because you see, Our DNA has not changed. It has not changed at all. The only thing that's changed is our access to crappy food, grains, grasses, all of that stuff that's gotten introduced. You can track the history books and you can see health go from here. And as soon as those were introduced, whoa, chronic disease on the rise, autoimmune on the rise, all these other things on the rise when they never existed before. So if that's not lighting a light bulb in you and showing you that food is that powerful and why this is starting to work, I don't know how else to share it to you. So the shred's simple. We're going to fuel ourselves with one of the most powerful foods I believe to know on this planet: red meat, grass-fed red meat, beef, moo. Now, I know forever you've been told that it's bad for you. You've been lied to. You've been freaking lied to. In fact, I even just recently learned that the brains that we have today, our brains as a Paleolithic man and woman were small. They were half the size that our brains are today. And research and evidence and scientific unveiling of history has proven that the only reasons our brain developed into what they are today is because our ancestors decided to start eating animal meats, proteins, and fats. What? That is crazy. So we were lied to. You were told to stop eating red meat and saturated fat because they thought that it was going to clog your arteries and raise your cholesterol and give you heart disease. Do you realize there is not one piece of scientific literature published anywhere in any medical documentary that not in any medical book that actually proves that concept? That was a theory. It was a theory. Because of the situation that was happening at the time, you can go back and you can track it. So we were lied to, and now you're finding out that red meat is one of the most healing, curing types of food that you could possibly put in your body. It's satiating. It doesn't deprive you. Those of you that thought that you hated it now love it. Isn't it amazing how your body changes if you just give it a shot? We're acting on life based off of what we're told by somebody else who got told by somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. And we never second guess that. Well, the ER Shred helps you second guess that, and you realize in real life for yourself just how powerful it is. So we introduced the red meat. We introduced the grass-fed butter. We need fat. 90% of our body is designed to function off fat. 10% of our body thrives off of carbohydrates, glucose, and sugars. That's our brain. And we cover all of that because we understand that we can't just eat meat and butter. That's where we incorporate these amazing macronutrient balanced meal replacement shakes. And we use science once again. So we partner with the company who has 18 years of backing, 18 years of putting their money where their mouth is, informed sport, informed choice certification that guarantees that you have zero cross-contamination. What you see is exactly what you get: undenatured whey protein, amazing amino acid profiles, and a vitamin complexity through A to Z that's natural, bioavailable, absorbable. And we learn through independent research that we can incubate those shakes because we have live active enzymes in them and increase our net protein utilization up to 90%. Why is that so important? Why would you want extra waste in your body? You see, when you eat food, you don't actually absorb all that protein. So if we can utilize research again and get us the maximum benefit, the best bang for our buck, if you will, of course we're going to do that. Because again, remember what I told you, we're taking away the BS. We just want it. We want people to get results. We want you to get them now, and we want you to keep going because I believe this is the way of life. This is what we should have been doing for all of these years. And unfortunately, we have to learn it now. So we incubate those shakes. We use things like also collagen bone broth, right? Collagen, the glue that holds the body together. Type 1, type 3 bovine collagen. So that's amazing for gut health. It's amazing for satiety. It's amazing for snacks. We're again using real food to fuel our body. Then we also have a sleep aspect because again, the ER Shred is not just necessarily food, it's the big picture. It's the holistic picture that's all put together. So we have this amazing fusion, Sean, of all of these things, right? all of these elimination and nutritional cleansing and intermittent fasting and net protein utilization and restoration and fat adaptation and ketosis and hormone regulation. It's all in there, but it's put together in the simplest way, like we've heard so many people share, where every single person can benefit from it, no matter who you are, where you're at, or what your goals are, because the end goal is ultimate cellular health. And everybody deserves that, brother. Everybody deserves that.
Thank you, Jesse. Jesse, people are clapping again. Jesse, way to go. Phenomenal. Thanks for the shout out for Susan. I know we're all really excited for Susan. Guys, if you don't get it, I mean, between those testimonials and that presentation by Jesse, I don't know how he's able to cover that much information in that short amount of time. It's just that he's really fine-tuned his presentation. So Jesse, just awesome. Just awesome. I want to thank you because, and I don't know how you got so much better from last night to today, but you're like bionic, bro. Like you look completely healthy again. So respect. Yeah. All right, you guys. So let's unmute, and everybody, if you want to send some love Jesse's way, Susan's way. Susan's the big star tonight. Please, everybody, just say thank you, and we will sign off.
Susan. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Susan.
Congratulations, Susan.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Awesome,
Jesse.
Susan. Jesse.
Fantastic call. Good job, Jesse.
Thank
you, everyone. Great call.
Nice,
You
Jesse.
deserve
Thank
it,
you.
Susan.
Loved it.
Nice work, guys.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect
Have a good night.
Magical night.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. April, you were great. I
Great
loved your
shares.
story.
Thanks,
Awesome,
Mel.
Susan.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Hi,
Jesse.
April.
Okay,
Randy,
bye,
you look like a
guys.
little leprechaun's
stuff.
dream.
It's wonderful.
Where's Randy? I want to see Randy.
Randy, I said she looks like a leprechaun's dream, all glowing with her halo.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are, Randy.
Yes.
You
She's
can't
beautiful.
unmute.
Here's a crown.
Nah.
Mom, you gotta unmute. You're not heard, Mom.
You're
Mom.
muted. Oh.
Like me.
Okay, so the thing is, Sean said, why is my name so strange? I have Sean Escobar. And I said, hey, I'm Irish, darling. You're getting an Irish name. And your dad's father's from Malaga, Spain. So we have Sean Escobar, the best of both nations. Anyway, we're grateful for all of you tonight. We had a great time. And where is your green? My goodness, women. We only do it one day. And you know what we're having tonight? I've got to go get the corned beef out of the oven. And we're going to have a lot of it. So,
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Hey,
yeah.
I
forgot my green.
Oh, it's nice, Laura. All of you guys have fun. What a great time. Let's double this call next week. I think it's
Yes,
just,
absolutely.
I think
It
if
sounds
everybody
great.
invites one person or shares with one